Hello, here we are again with another episode of Zero to Hero, where we shall be helping you, hopefully, in gaining a better understanding about the game and how to improve your gameplays yourself, just by following some simple tips and tricks. At the moment, we're still on a very basic level of information, and obviously this will improve over time and get more complex as the videos goes on. But today we're going to be looking at good economy, and really what makes a good economy. Now, a good economy is important because obviously the better your economy is, the better you're going to be at defeating your opponent in a sense. You've got more resources to spend, and it means that you can afford to produce more men and you can afford to get more upgrades and the like. So getting a good economy is extremely important, but it's also important to remember to balance it with military. However, we're really just going to be looking at economy tips today and the basics of doing it. So effectively, what makes your economy stronger than your opponent's? If your opponent, for instance, has 20 farms and you have 20 farms, you can still make your farms more effective just by, for instance, having a mill there instead of just a town centre. And building placement is really important for helping to reduce villager walking distance. Now, if we come down here and build a lumber camp. Now, all right, so we can see we've got some wood here. We want to build a lumber camp. Now, what would you do? Well, let's see. You could build it on a hill. Well, that's bad because it means the villagers have to walk further. Because if you build on a hill, the villagers have to walk diagonally up and down the hill in order to drop off wood. So never build lumber camps on hills. So a good position for this lumber camp would be perhaps at the well, actually, we've got hills pretty much everywhere apart from here. So here would be the best wood to actually use because it's not on a hill. Also, don't place your lumber camp about here and then make your villagers walk all the way to the lumber camp. You want to reduce the villager walking distance as much as possible. So you want to put your lumber camp as close to the edge of the forest as possible. There. So these guys are going to go over there and do that. I'm going to speed it up so it's on fast so we don't have to wait around for ages. And I'll build some villagers as well and he can get a house. I'm only playing with one hand because I'm holding the microphone in the other. So, yeah. So as you can see, these villagers are building a lumber camp right up close to the forest, and that's good because then they've got to walk less far. They can just literally cut and drop, cut and drop. Now, it's always important to remember to renew your lumber camps. For instance, if you cut the forest to about this area here, you can always fit another lumber camp in and then again reduce the distance the villagers have to walk. Reducing villager walking distance is extremely important because it means that your villagers gather faster overall, and that is a good thing because it helps making a better economy. So there's building placement for a lumber camp. So building placement on stone, on gold. Again, important that you put it close to the gold pile. Don't put it miles away. You want to have it really close. Also, if you have a lot of villagers gathering gold, build 2 mining camps and make it so that the villagers can get in and actually reach the middle gold. This is a bit awkward again because it's on a hill. But if you want to gather a lot of gold, then make 2 camps because villager blocking can become a really big issue. Now, if you've got villagers, and that mining camp probably was a little bit far away, I probably should have moved it one closer if that was possible. Again, a bit awkward because it is on a hill. So as you can see, these guys are now going to have 2 mining camps to go to, and that means that you're not going to have villager blocking. For instance, it can get really annoying if you've got, say, for instance, 30 villagers. Not that you should ever have 30 villagers on one gold mine anyway. If you did have 30 villagers on one gold mine, actually making them walk around each other actually slows them down a lot. So it's really important to have plenty of drop-off points for them. Also, as well, if you've got a lot of wood collectors, for instance, if you've got 30 wood collectors, there's no use putting 30 wood collectors on this area here because they're just going to block each other and they won't be able to drop off their resources. The best thing to do is, instead of having 30 woodcutters to one lumber camp, build another lumber camp and put it, again, this is really awkward because it's on a hill, this is a really bad map, but again, put it right close to the edge, and that way you've got 2 lumber camps and your villagers won't be blocking each other, resulting in a better economy. So there's some tips on building placement. Again, with the, wow, this is such a hilly map. With the not the lumber camp, the mill, you want to put it as close to the berries as you possibly can. And then I'll look at farms as well in a second. Really important that you build mills in between your farms. So for instance, let's build some more villages and another house and another house. Okay, so we're going to have a few villagers here, and we're going to get them all around our town centre. So you see these straggler trees, they're blocking, so they're not good, but let's start with one farm there. Another farm, well, we can't put another farm here, but we can chop this tree and then put the farm there, because we want to make the villager walking distance as little as possible. So you'll be able to see this villager is going to cut this tree, and as soon as that's gone, put a farm there. Another farm right here. Another farm right here. And we'll keep building farms until we run out of space, pretty much. Another farm right here. I should probably put Aegis on, and that way we can... There we go. Save time and everything. Alright, so another farm here. We can cut this tree. Two more villagers. Another farm here. And, oh, I messed that one up. My bad. Another farm right there. And when I can catch this villager, there we go. Another farm right here. Okay, so that's pretty efficient because all of the villagers are working close to the town centre and they've not got very far to drop off at all. But now I'm run out of space, so I'm going to put a farm here. And I'm going to put another farm right here. Okay, so this is now going to be less efficient. These farms means that the villagers have to walk further to get to the town centre. That is bad. It's not good. So you want to actually have mills around as well. So once you've done your first layer of farms, stick a few mills around. Wow, they got through those berry bushes very quickly. So here, I'd probably be better off putting a mill. So if I do a mill right here, and then a farm here, you will actually see how much closer the villager is to the drop-off point. And it's always important to keep your villagers as close to the drop-off point as possible. Important to remember that. So as you can see, she's going to build that farm. Even he's going to build that farm. And they're going to be closer to the drop-off point. Again, we can do it here. Unfortunately, because farms are 3x3 and buildings are 2x2, makes it a bit awkward. But again, she's close to the drop-off point, closer than if she had to walk all the way to the town centre. I think you get my point. I'd be worried if you didn't get my point by now, because I've been rambling on about it for 13 minutes of game time, and hopefully I've made it very clear exactly how it should work. Right, okay, so let's just talk about upgrades then. So Feudal Age, it's important that you get 3 upgrades at least before you upgrade to the Castle Age. And those upgrades are the Bit Axe upgrade. Really important that you get this, because by the Feudal Age, by the time you're ready to advance up to the Castle Age, the chances are you've got quite a few woodcutters. And the Bit Axe is a really important one. The Horse Collar, again, a really important one, as it increases the food on farms so they last longer, and therefore you save more wood. And that means you can build more buildings later on, etc. It's really important that you do that, because especially if you're looking to get out some town centres, obviously a faster wood gathering rate and less farm rebuilding means that you have more wood available to build your new town centres, which means you can boom your economy faster effectively. So that's a really important one as well. And finally, wheelbarrow before advancing to the Castle Age. Really important, because it means that your villagers carry more resources in one turn, so that they don't have to travel backwards and forwards so much, and it means that they actually gather faster as well. And that's really important, because as you're advancing up to the Castle Age, your economy will be a lot more stronger throughout that period of time. Really important that you do that one. Okay, and once you get to the Castle Age, really economical upgrades are really vital when you can afford them. Obviously, once you get to the Castle Age, you're likely to be producing a lot more army, and at that stage in the game, obviously, you want to get the balance between army and economy, but when you can afford them, get the economy upgrades. If you are population capped, for instance, if you've queued up loads of units and you've hit your population limit, so we're on 20 population right here, we're population capped, now is the time to get your economy upgrades. Whenever you're population capped from castle onwards, go for the economy upgrades. They are really important, especially once you get to the Imperial Age and you've got a lot more villagers and you need those resources to keep your army being produced and hopefully population capped at 200 population. Also, because obviously once you get to the Castle Age, you're going to be needing more gold and stone. Important again that you get the stone mining and gold mining upgrades, as they are the Feudal Age researches, but they tend to be gotten in Castle Age, so those two are really important that you get as well. And I'm pretty sure that concludes the video now. hopefully you've got a better idea about basic economy. Here, for instance, it would be good to build another lumber camp right here. It means they're closer. We can even delete that one if we have to prevent blocking. See how much faster they'll be able to gather then? It really does help. Remember not to build your lumber camps on hills. As I said, this is a really bad map because I'm pretty much surrounded by hills. But yeah, so hopefully this has helped you out, and hopefully you can use these tips to improve your economy, as it were. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I've been Zach, and I will see you next time.